The first scene begins in the city where several farmers gather with a ticket in their hands. It appears that the lucky one will have the opportunity to make out with a beautiful lady named Angel in a brothel. Inside the building, Angel is looking at the window, remembering her childhood days with her mother May. It is revealed that Angel's father was opposed to her mother's decision to give birth to her. As a result, her father despised her and abused her mother. Angel sees herself as a burden and blames herself for the schism between her parents. She even asks her mother if things would be better if she died, to which May comforts her by saying it's not her fault and expresses how much she loves her. One day, Angel and her mother are kicked out of her father's house, so they have to find a new place to live. Angel's mother does everything she can to meet their basic needs, but she fails. Left with no choice, May starts selling herself and works as a prostitute. A few days later, she becomes ill and passes away, leaving Angel alone. Back in the present, we are introduced to a man named Michael Hosea, who is working on a farm in the countryside. Aside from working on the farm, he goes to church on a regular basis to thank the Lord and pray for protection from the evil eye. One day in church, he prays to God to provide him with someone whom he can share everything with. He believes that someday God will choose the best partner for him. A few days later, Michael goes to town to sell his crops, and while trading his grains, Drunk is drawn to a beautiful Angel, and he quickly falls in love with her. He then asks one of his friends about Angel, to which his friend responds that Angel is a high-class prostitute who charges a lot of money to spend the night with her. Despite the revelation, Michael is not deterred, as he has already fallen in love with her. The next day, Michael purchases a ticket and rents some time with Angel. When he walks into the room, he notices Angel standing naked and ready to serve. Michael turns around, but Angel tells him not to be afraid or shy even if he has a wife. He then clarifies that he is not married and is only there to talk to her. He goes on to say that he likes her and invites her to live with him, but she doesn't take it seriously because he is the fifth proposal that week. Before he can say anything else, Angel asks him to leave because his time is up. The next day, Michael pays twice as much to rent some time to talk to her. He again tries to persuade her to marry him, but Angel doesn't trust him because she believes that all men are the same. With time running out, he is still unable to persuade him. Michael decides to try again, but his friend advises him not to because he will only be wasting a lot of money. However, Michael does not give up and returns to see her. He once more tries to express how much he loves her, but Angel, being annoyed, claims that she has no feelings for him because he is just a farmer. This hurts him, so he decides to return to his village. The film then cuts to a flashback in which a man takes Angel to a brothel in order to sell her for a high price. However, the brothel's owner, named Duke, murders the man who brought Angel and keeps her. The next day, Angel is forced to start working there and eventually grows up to be a woman. Angel, being young and beautiful, begins to be traded at a high price, leading her to become a high-class prostitute. One day, she sees her father in the brothel, but he doesn't recognize her. After that, Duke orders her to serve her own father. After spending the night with her father, Angel reveals to him that she is her own daughter whom he has kicked out. When her father learns of this, he shoots himself in the head, believing he has committed a sin. Following this, Angel flees to avoid prosecution for murder. She then travels to another city, but woefully she again ends up in one of the douche's brothels. Angel, against her will, remains in that brothel to this day. In the present, Angel approaches the Duchess and asks for her payment because she wishes to leave and be alone. However, the Duchess refuses, claiming that Angel instead owes her money for feeding and accommodating her. Hearing this, Angel becomes angry and she taunts the Duchess, prompting the latter to order a man to beat her as punishment. Soon the man brutally beats her, causing her face to swell severely. The same night, Michael has a strange feeling of worry, so he goes to town to meet Angel. When he visits the brothel, he notices Angel's poor condition and decides to take her with him. He again asks Angel to marry him, and this time she accepts. Following this, he pays her debt to the Duchess and takes her to his place. After arriving at his house, Michael takes good care of her, even putting his mother's ring on her finger. Unlike other men, Michael appears to genuinely love her and wishes to keep her for the rest of his life. However, Angel is still not ready to be married because she believes marriage is also a form of slavery. As a result, she informs Michael that she will not be staying for long. 3 weeks later, Angel recovers from her injury, and while Michael is at work, she decides to leave. In the evening, Michael returns home and discovers his ring on the table. At first, he is devastated, but soon he composes himself and heads out to find Angel. After a bit of searching, he eventually finds the love of his life. As soon as Angel notices him, she asks him to leave her alone. Michael gives her water and a muffler and shows her 2 paths, one leading to the Duchess's brothel and the other leading to her home where her husband is waiting. He then rides away, leaving her with the two options. Later, she changes her mind and returns to Michael. From that day on, Michael starts engaging her in his regular work at the farm and stable. They start spending more time together, and Angel begins to enjoy his company as well. Their relationship grows stronger day by day. One morning, Michael wakes her up early and takes her to a hill where they see a beautiful sunrise. After seeing the sunrise, Michael vows to fill her life with color, warmth, and beauty. Angel feels she does not deserve such a life because she has committed many sins in the past, but Michael claims that he does not expect perfection from her because he loves her unconditionally. One day, a man named Paul pays a visit to Michael's house. Paul is the husband of Michael's sister Tess, who died a year ago. Michael invites him inside and introduces him to his wife, Angel. Paul is surprised to learn this because he has previously seen Angel in the brothel. While Michael is out in the stable, Paul speaks with Angel and claims that Michael does not deserve a girl like her. Paul also goes to Michael and tells him about her past and disparages her. As expected, Michael gets angry and he punches Paul in the face for slandering his wife. Later, Angel expresses that she does not deserve him because she is a prostitute, but Michael consoles her by saying that he doesn't care about her past because he wants to build a future with her. The next day, Angel asks Paul to drive her back to town because she is unable to accept that she is worthy of Michael, and he agrees. In the middle of their journey, Paul asks Angel to pay him in exchange for dropping her off in town, and as a result, sells herself again. When she arrives in town, she discovers that the brothel has been burned and that two of her friends have died in the accident. Simultaneously, a man approaches her and offers her a job in his brothel. She agrees because she believes that she will always be a prostitute who is unworthy of marriage. On the other hand, Michael asks Paul about Angel, and as soon as he receives an answer, he rushes to town to retrieve his wife. He enters the brothel and fights the men who try to prevent him from taking her. Michael then brings her back to his house, and on the way, she asks him why he still wants to be with her, to which he responds that he truly loves her. Following this, the two of them begin to live happily, and Angel also appears to be enjoying life. One day, Michael and Angel notice the family's car is broken and stuck near Michael's place. Michael assists the family by allowing them to stay in his home while their car is being repaired. Meanwhile, Angel provides food for the family and treats them well. The family consists of a husband, his pregnant wife, and two daughters. One of the daughters, named Miriam, finds Angel to be honest and kind and wishes to be friends with her. In a few days, the two families become more friendly and their newborn baby is named Michael. The next day, Michael and Angel are working on the farm when Angel reveals that she can't have babies because the brothel owner made her infertile. However, Michael is optimistic, so he tells her not to worry as nothing is impossible. The next day, Angel again tries to return to town, and before she departs, she leaves a message in the ring for Miriam, telling her to marry Michael because she believes Miriam is the right one for him. Despite her strong feelings for him, Angel decides to leave Michael. Later, Miriam reads the message and immediately shows it to Michael, but he tells her that it is her choice to be free. Time passes and Michael tries to go on without Angel. Elsewhere, Angel requests a job at a restaurant, convincing the owner that she can cook delicious food. Following that, she begins working at the restaurant until Duke discovers her. In the next scene, Angel is taken back to the brothel where she sees a little girl who reminds her of herself as a child. She's concerned about the little girls because she doesn't want them to go through what she did. Later, Duke orders Angel to dance on stage, but after walking to the stage, she gathers her courage and reveals all of Duke's secrets in front of the audience. Enraged Duke takes her inside and is about to kill her when one of the audience members saves her. She then rescues the two little girls and leads them out of the building. After discovering the presence of the little girls, the audience hangs Duke.
3 years later, Paul discovers Angel working as a cook in one of San Francisco's schools. He rushes up to her and apologizes for everything he has done to her in the past. Surprisingly, Angel claims to have already forgiven him. She then inquires about Miriam, believing that she is with Michael, but Paul reveals that Miriam is his wife and that Michael is still waiting for her. Angel is taken aback to hear this because she never expected someone to love her so much. However, she refuses to return to him because she does not believe that she deserves him. Before leaving, Paul gives her the address of his car in case she changes her mind. He also informs her that the car will return to the village at 4 p.m. This leaves Angel in a dilemma as she starts reminiscing about all the lovely moments she spent with Mike. Realizing that he is her one and only love, she decides to return to him. In the next scene, Angel meets with Michael and apologizes for causing him so much pain. For the first time, she expresses her love for him and reveals her real name to be Sarah. Finally, the couple is reunited and lives happily ever after. A few years later, we see the couple fishing with their baby boy, and Angel is pregnant with their second child, and the movie ends.